I got to the end of the 80s and realised obviously that I left the last band that I was in, a band called Do Ya, and then suddenly I had nothing to do, and I thought, well, what am I supposed to do now? This is the bit I pride myself in, perfect eyebrows. The eyebrows are quite difficult actually for me. So it took me a while to get some work. It was very difficult to get work, and then I realised that probably the best way to generate a good income was to go into drag, which wasn't too cool at the time for me. I wasn't that comfortable with it, and but I think once I got my head around the fact that I wasn't wearing dresses, I was wearing costumes. I think the thing now is that drag is what I'm known for, certainly within, you know, the performance field. Perfection. And so it's not so easy to just say, oh, I don't fancy doing it today, I'll wear a suit like I used to do with the band, or I'll just wear civvies, or I'll wear something different, because people are expecting it.
Things don't be great when you're downtown. Find a place for sure. Downtown, everything's waiting for you.
Although I've been working here doing the show for 8 years now, I've only been actually running it as a business this year. When we first came here, it was a very sort of dark and dank place full of cockroaches and mice and all sorts of other nasty things. Well, here we are in the Gracious Cellar, and the ceiling's very low, so luckily I've got enough hair lacquer. It's like a bit of a crash helmet here. And this is where our cellar boy Eric used to live. He was a big boy, Eric. How gorgeous is this? You see the glamour of it all. This is my real house, so you have a thing that goes in the front, back in the hammer. Let's get it in. Some places have a lift, but we can't do it here because of the nature and the shape of it, and because it's a listed building, we can't alter it too much. We've got to be a bit careful about what we do. The human nature of art is being able to express yourself, and I think drag can do that in many different ways, as can any other type of performance. But, and it's a big but, it's still a job. We're in the middle of redecorating and refitting at the moment, and one of the things we've done is we've brought back the red and the gold. The reaction to it has been extreme. There's other people coming in, why have you changed the colour of this pub? And you're just like, well, it's paint, you know. You need to go out more. But people are very emotional about this building. They get very attached.
What we've done here is we have tins and we go around on special days, bank holidays and that, and they have the tins out. We approached Jeff, Charlie and David, the people, and the bar staff, because without them we wouldn't be able to do it. We have Help Heroes, we have the Veterans one, we have the Poppy Appeal we've raised money for here, and the Merchant Navy Association, which I belong to. This year we raised nearly £2,000 in total for all three of the charities, which is just absolutely phenomenal.
I actually came here to do a veterans show. I was in the army from early 55 to late 60. I had 2 years in France, I had 2 years in Malaya, and the other bits was served in England in between. I was a member of the Moss. I've still got my Moss uniform, a standard bearer from.
Go on, Mama. Robin Hood, riding through the glen. Robin Hood, with his band of men. Feared by the bad, loved by the good.
You have to to work with the audience much more than you do in many other venues, and of course it's very, very close because it's quite a bijou little number, and so the audience are very, very close to you as well. So it takes a little while to get your head around and become accustomed to.
Introduce me, come on, we don't see you now.
It can be a bit like crowd control sometimes. You know, I've often wondered if I should have got myself a cattle prod or something to keep people in line.
Sorry, darling, I'm sorry, put your tip plates on this. It's only Thursday.
Or someone to spill a drink down your back, or you'd be surprised how many nasty people there are that sort of think it's funny, they think they're adding to the comedy, whereas of course they're not really doing that at all. Things have got a lot rougher, certainly over the last 10 years. Audiences have got more aggressive, the gay audiences have got a lot harder and a lot sharper than they used to be, and a lot of the older school audiences and crowds are kind of, you know, disappearing or dying off, as it were.
How can you enjoy yourself if you're scared about? And let's face it, I mean, I'll be 73-year-old next March. I don't want to come. All right, I can still handle myself, I suppose. I like coming here and just being me. And this is one place that I know I can do it, and there's no problems, where both myself and my wife, we know we're safe and there's no hassle. I've been happily married to my wife for probably 23 years on the 12th of December.
Oh wow.
And she doesn't object to it. In fact, we go out shopping. I help her choose her clothes. The only time I see a bit of jealousy from her is when we're in here on the cabaret nights, cabaret most nights, when we're in here and you get a lot of tourists coming in and they all want to take photographs, and so she gets jealous if they're taking photographs of me all the time and she's not in them.
Just because it really show how good you are. Just how good are you, Soho?
I don't know whether I should say this, but I've actually done Dame. People like Danny LaRue, people like that, they were actually started in the Merchant Navy. The older generation have been brought up with the drag acts, or as we in the Merchant Navy used to call them, the trannies and the queens. Well, when we got into trouble once in South Africa, who were the first ones to come and help us? All the queens. Then the ABs and the sailors, they turned up. But the first ones on the scene to help us were the queens, and I've never forgotten that.
It's not going to go away like that, but I think that the pub culture of drag is dying.
In our road there's 6 pubs that have closed. There's 1 left, that's all.
Somehow the irony of the drag queen has kind of filtered off a little bit, because for somebody to be on stage looking like a woman and acting like a bloke was funny until it started happening on the street in real life. And then of course that generation then doesn't really get it, because they say, well, what's the deal? What's funny about this? You know, he's like we are. It's no different.
No, it's frightening. It really is frightening. And if that one goes, I don't know where I'll end up drinking. Permanently in here. Permanently in Molly Moggs, I think.
And I know that there were a lot of people that kind of upset about it. But to be honest with you, things need to evolve. They need to move on.
I just want to enjoy myself. And I want my wife to enjoy herself. She's 21 years younger than me. I had remarks at the time, it was just a dirty old man taking advantage of a young girl who didn't know better. But it proved them all wrong. because 23 years later we're still together, and we still sleep in the same bed. She takes tablets, but she still they've never been able to stop it because it's permanent brain damage. There's scarring on the actual skin of the brain, right at the back. So there's no way they can cure it. She has to take, she's on a cocktail of 16 tablets a day to keep it under control. But every now and again, she still has a fit. And sometimes it'll happen here. Every time we come out now, this is the place we come. We come to Molly Moggs because, well, my wife loves it. Everybody accepts her and they love her. And so now this is the place we come to.
Everyone